Every week, we connect live to a correspondent overseas to fill us in on K-culture news in their respective countries. They have been selected based on their love and interest in Korean culture. Now today, we will go over to Chicago in the U.S. Chicago is known as a city of culture and sports. And recently, the world-renowned Art Institute of Chicago reopened a gallery dedicated fully to the arts of Korea for visitors to experience Korean arts and culture up close. For more, we are now connected to our K-correspondent Yeonsoo Chee, or Yeonsoo in Chicago. Hello, Yeonsoo.
Hello, Yeonsoo.
Hi, Sua. How are you?
We're good. Thank you for joining us today. So please, first of all, introduce yourself to the Culture Wave viewers and including what you do in terms of raising awareness of Korean culture or Korean arts in your case.
Okay, so I work as a Korean art curator at the Art Institute of Chicago. And as a curator, my foremost duty involves taking care of the Korean collection at the Art Institute, also acquiring some objects to increase the Korean collection, and of course, managing the Korean art gallery and organizing Korean art exhibitions. Besides that, I also do programs such as gallery talks and the public lectures. And besides that, I also teach the Korean art history at the School of the Art Institute of Chicago. So I think every activities that I do daily basis involves raising the awareness of Korean art and culture here in Chicago.
That's excellent. So can you tell us a bit about the influence of Korean culture and the Korean wave in Chicago? Is the growing popularity of Hallyu something you feel in your daily life?
I think I can say that for sure. Foremost, when I opened the Korean Gallery in November, there was really a lot of requests to share the stories of the Korean Gallery from the local medias and the organizations. So that's one indication. And then around the same time, I also co-organized the Contemporary Korean Art Conference, and it was so well attended. And it wasn't just the students who study Korean art and the local Korean Americans. There was a great turnout of the general public who were just genuinely interested in Korean art and culture. And besides that, also, I see the growing number of Korean restaurants, Korean grocery stores, and shops selling the Korean goods. So I think I can confidently say that the influence of Korean art and culture and Hallyu is definitely felt in my daily life.
That's good to hear. Now, let's delve into the recently reopened gallery fully dedicated to Korean art pieces, the Arts of Korea Gallery at the Art Institute of Chicago. Yeonsoo, you are curating this exhibition. So first off, what's behind this expansion?
So when I first joined the Art Institute in 2022, I was the first Korean art curator of the Art Institute Chicago. We never had a Korean art curator. So in a way that Korean art was underrepresented, to say the least. But while I was researching the collection, I quickly realized that we have so many wonderful pieces sitting in our storage, not represented in the Korean gallery due to the lack of space and also some other limitations. Because we had a Korean art gallery before, but the gallery was located in the pathway, and it has a pros and cons. Of course, it has a great exposure. Almost every visitor entering the Art Institute will walk by the Korean art gallery. But the one thing that I really felt sure about is that they didn't have this kind of awareness that they are in the Korean art gallery because it was such an open space. And also because it was located in the pathway, we have a little bit higher the light level, which limit the kind of a display of the paintings or the metal works or wooden sculptural works. So to address those the various limitations presenting the Korean works, I kind of proposed to expand and relocate the Korean gallery to a different location. And the proposal was well received by the leadership at the Art Institute because they all felt that there need to be a better representation of the Korean collection at the Art Institute. And thankfully, we were able to find the gallery between the Chinese and Japanese galleries, which in a way that intuitively representing the geographical location of the three East Asian countries. So I was very thrilled to kind of relocate the Korean gallery in a better and a bigger space. And now I'm able to represent more diverse materials from the collection, from the paintings and textiles and metalworks and wooden sculptures, not just the ceramics.
Yeonsoo, that's fantastic to hear. Now, I have a two-part question for you. First, what are some of the new collections and which pieces would you recommend to visitors? If you could please introduce us to those works.
Well, I think there are so many new the items in the Korean gallery because previously we only showed the ceramics, but also it isn't just the objects that are newly acquired or newly entered the collection, but also there are many new ideas explored in the Korean gallery, such as the Buddhist art and the Celadon and tea cultures and Confucianism and white porcelain and etc. So in the new gallery, we have two cases dedicated to the Celadon from the Goryeo dynasty, because that is the most important collection at our museum. And with that, we're presenting the Celadon in two different ways. One in relation with the tea ceremonies, and then the other, we're looking at the beautiful motifs and then techniques exclusively. And to kind of better help the visitors to better understand those techniques and then symbolism, we also newly created an interactive feature introducing the sangam or inlay technique, and then all these the beautiful and then the auspicious symbolism behind the beautiful motifs and how the objects would have been used at the time. And then in the Buddhist art section, the highlight is an 18th century Buddhist statue, the Buddha. It is really special because the object entered to the Art Institute in 2022, but it has some the condition issues, so it was never been able to shown in the gallery. But it is such a beautiful piece. So when I saw it in storage, I just so eager to show it in the gallery when I reopened the Korean gallery. So I discussed it with our object conservator for several times, and then she really spent several months to address those condition issues. And then now it is beautifully restored, and then it is on view for the first time after more than 100 years since the object entered the Art Institute of Chicago collection.
Now, Yeonsoo, so
yes.
I believe there has been already some positive response by the visitors so far, but are there any special services designated to help navigate the exhibition for them?
Yes, so for this exhibition, for the Korean, the visitors, we have the Korean object titles included in every object label. And besides that, we have an app, the museum app, and then in that, there's a feature called the Essentials Tour, and then that feature is provided in Korean as in audio or as in written descriptions. So the Essentials Tours include some of the most iconic objects in our museum. So this is a great way to kind of navigate the visit while they are at the Art Institute.
And last but not least, how long does the exhibition run? And also, are there any upcoming events we should know of?
Well, the exhibition is actually in our permanent collection gallery, so it's a permanent exhibition. So whenever you come to the Art Institute, you will be still there. But there are two very special objects that will be on view until only early February, which are the gold crown and the gold belt from the Shilla Kingdom. They are designated as a treasure by the Korean government and is special loan and then special viewing. So I hope the visitors will come before those two objects go back to Korea. And then to highlight those two objects, I have the public lecture scheduled in January 30th. So I'm going to exclusively discuss the kind of meanings and then intricate techniques behind the making of those gold belts and the gold crowns.
Looking forward to that if I could be there. So thank you, Yeonsoo, for curating us through the Arts of Korea Gallery. And we hope for many visitors to learn more about Korean arts and culture through this special exhibition.
Well, thank you for inviting me and to share this story of the Korean Gallery.
Thank you. And thank you, Walter, as always. We'll see you back later.
Yeah, see you later this week.
Yes.